Well, hello. Welcome back to what is it? Oh, Soul Search Sunday. Oh God, I've been in a little bit of a fog the past 2 days. I think especially today, I just finished working on a new piece of art for the past 3 hours. So, yeah, definitely, brain is not quite working right now. So, yes, Soul Search Sunday. Let's do some soul searching. It is May 7th, 2023, and this weather is just going really crazy. I mean, this sounds like small talk, and in some ways it is, but if you look at the weather here in Vancouver, British Columbia, it's like one day it's rainy like crazy, the next day it's sunny and beautiful, the next day it's cold as hell, and then we have all this wildfire happening in Alberta, Canada, people getting evacuated and losing stuff, that their belongings, losing their houses to the wildfire. It's a sad state of affair. Like, you have to be blind, more blind than Johnny Tiger. If you look around the world and all this crazy weather pattern, and you don't think that there is something wrong with our environment. I am not even an environmental person per se. I'm not the kind of person who is going to stop using plastic or stop collecting action figures just to be environmental. But even I can see that something's wrong with the environment, and I'm blind. So, yeah, figure that one out. Anyway, that really has very little to nothing uh, to do with what I want to talk about today. This week, while browsing around and checking out different conversations, workshops, and uh, you know, just doing a little bit of a reading and uh, refreshing my own memory and soul searching, I came across this little gem that I want to share with you guys. Now, it is obviously not going to be a blanket statement. It's not going to be true for everybody. Nothing is really, because everybody's situation is so different. But this little gem has kind of a beautiful simplicity and symmetry to it that I think it's easy to keep in the back of our mind, and once in a while bring it forward into our consciousness and just, you know, digest it and think about it a little bit, because it is a worthy little bit of uh, uh, awareness, I guess, is the best way to put it. The little gem I'm going to share with you guys today is the three most important realizations that a person needs to make in his or her life. The three most important realizations a person needs to make in his or her life. Like I already mentioned, it's not going to apply to everybody, because your situation may not call for all three realizations. Uh, Maybe you've already realized these things. Maybe they just have nothing to do with you. Or maybe you are one of the few lucky ones that your realizations don't turn out to line up with these ones. Then good for you. Um, the three most important realizations in a person's life. The first one, this one usually occurs when you are in your late teens and early 20s. Um, Assuming you grow up in a normal, loving, successful, caring family, rather than the kind of family that Johnny Tiger grew up in. This is where this first one really uh, doesn't apply to me as much, but it does apply to a lot of people. When people grow up in a loving, protective, sheltering family, they get this idea that their parents are Superman. Their parents, they put their parents up on the pedestal. And then, if they're lucky, by the time they're in the late teens, they're in their 20s, early 20s, they reach their first realization, the first most important realization you need to make in your lifetime, which is you realize that your parents are nothing special. Yeah, I know. Sound kind of ouchy when I put it that way, doesn't it? Almost like a slap in the face. Yeah, your mom, your dad, they're nothing special. My mom, my dad, are nothing special. There are a lot of moms, dads out there. Some of them are worse. A lot of them are better. A lot of them are a lot better. Your mom, your dad, they're human. They're just normal, ordinary, boring human, like my mom, my dad. Actually, I wish my mom and my dad were ordinary, boring human, but they were actually a little bit worse than that. But anyway, like I said, this first one really doesn't apply to me quite as much, but does apply to a lot of people. You get to your 20s, and then these Superman, super women suddenly seem so stupid in your eyes. Suddenly, they seem so limited in their thinking. They are unreasonable. They are stubborn, and they don't even know how to work the microwaves. They don't even know how to work the computer. And when you're trying to get them to go sign up for their new pension, they look at you with that "I'm lost, I don't know what to do, I'm overwhelmed" look in their eyes, and you suddenly realize, uh, okay, you are not Superman, you are not Superwoman, I was wrong, you are nothing special. So this is the first big realization, very important in our life, because if you don't make this realization, you will set yourself up to massive disappointment later in your life. Like, imagine you get to your 40s and 50s, you still think that your parents are Superman. You still think they're super special, and then they're going to be there to protect you, and they're going to shield you from everything that's going to go wrong. And then you start to get hurt, and you realize they can't do anything. Okay, so that's why it's so important in your 20s to realize your parents nothing special. Okay, give them a break. They're just human. The second most special realization that you can make in your lifetime usually happen around when you're 40, when you're in your 40s, sometimes late 30s, but usually in your 40s and early 50s. And this one is equally important, equally ouchy. This is when you realize that you are nothing special. See, a lot of people, after they realize that their parents are nothing special, they start to replace that Superman, that Superwoman with themselves. When I am their age, I'm so much better. I'll be so much better. If they were in my shoes, they would suck. And I'm definitely better than they are. I know how to do things better. I know better than they do. But when you get to your 40s, uh, there will come a day, this is usually in the form of what people call midlife crisis, when you look back at what you have actually done. Look, you have been here for 40 years. What did you actually do? That's all that impressive, right? What did I do? That's all that impressive. I'm 40 years old. I'm living in a rundown basement suite, infested with rats and ants and spiders. And it's all I can do to take care of my two cats and keep myself sane. I am nothing special. You are nothing special. You know, unless you are like the president of a country when you're 40, then tell me you are special. Then maybe we'll talk about it. But you know, in most cases, if you are a normal human being, it's important. to come to this realization that we are not Superman. We are not gods, goddesses. We are no better than our parents. We're different from our parents. We have different struggles, but we are no better than they are, and we are nothing special. Give us a break, okay? We're human. Yeah? We are flawed. Uh, Once you realize this, it's quite liberating, okay? At first, it sounds harsh. At first, it sounds like I'm criticizing you, I'm criticizing myself. But after you come to terms with it, after you accept the fact that you and we're all flawed, we're all nothing special, then it's okay to feel sad once in a while. It's okay to break a plate once in a while. It's okay to lose our temper once in a while, right? You no longer have to feel, oh my God, I'm going to be just like my parent. I remember my dad losing his temper like this. Oh God, I'm feeling so guilty. How can I do this? No, because you're nothing special. You're in many ways you're just as human as your parents. Right? Now, if you refuse to come to this realization, if you don't realize, if you don't acknowledge that you are nothing special, if you want to hold on to this childhood fantasy that you are a prince or princess or a goddess or a god, then the older you get, as your health breaks down, as you start comparing yourself with people around you that have bought more houses than you have, that have more money than you have, that have more children than you have, you will really suffer. Okay, you will really find that it's unbearable to face yourself, to see yourself in the mirror, because the reality is different from what you thought life should be. So second realization, very important. And this one, if those of you watched my short Night Strike documentary, you know that it's something that I slowly come to term with, even back in my mid 30s. Is the fact that, well, life is not going to be as grand as I thought I was going to be, and things are not going to be as perfect as I thought they would be. No matter how hard I work, things are not going to uh, change just because I tell them to. And you know what? I'm okay. I have, I think since the age of 36, I have come to the conclusion I will never be a millionaire like my dad. I will never travel the world like my parents. I probably will never even see Hawaii in my lifetime. But I'm okay with that. I have good friends. I have good food. I have, uh, you know, people who love me, people who support me, and I'm okay with that. I can be happy to be ordinary. Now, the third realization probably will never apply to me because uh, I don't foresee myself ever having children. But the third realization is very important for those of you who are parents, who will be parents, and you plan on getting along with your children. Okay? When you get to your 60s and 70s, you must come to the realization that your children are nothing special. Yeah, I know. Another slap in the face, right? We all like to think our children are special. We like to think our children are smart, beautiful, cute, fantastic, kind, uh, and all that stuff, talented. Children are being born every minute, every second, all over the world. Okay? We've been making children for thousands, tens of thousands of years. People been having children before people even invented languages. So your children, they're not special. They're just as human as you, and you are just as human as your parents. If you realize this early enough, if you come to realize that your children are nothing special, and then you can accept that, You can still love them, even though they are plain, ordinary, boring children. Congratulations. You will be a good parent. You will be a good grandparent because your expectation won't be stupidly crazy. You won't expect them to do things that you didn't even accomplish yourself. Okay? So this is an interesting little series. I call it the Everybody Sucks series. Right? Your parents are nothing special. You are nothing special. Your children, nothing special. In the end, your parents probably sucked. You probably are sucking. Your children probably will suck. Everybody sucks. But you know, if everybody sucks, then it's okay. Then we are all happy together like a big, happy, sucking family.